Ahead of their Irish, UK and European tour, Irish band Keywest will perform at the Amgen Irish Open in Doonbeg this September. Defending champion Rory McIlroy will headline the on-course action, while off the course, five-piece rock and pop band Keywest will take centre stage on Saturday 12th of September in the Championship Village at Trump International Golf Links, Ireland. To find out more, I'm delighted to say I'm joined on the line by lead singer of Keywest, Andrew Kavanagh. Andrew, you're very welcome.
Thank you very much. It's good to be here.
Andrew, have you performed at an event like the Irish Open before? That must be an exciting offer.
It is an exciting offer. It's an unusual offer. I mean, we've performed at some amazing events over the years, but not really. We performed at the rugby finals a couple of times, but this is extra special just because of the prestige that surrounds it.
Yeah, and I think, look, you're coming down to Doonbeg, and like in any other time, if you were coming down to the Midwest, if you were coming down to Munster, you'd be getting fans from across the country coming down to see you. But this is different as well, because you're dealing with what will ultimately be an international audience of people that will be coming from across the globe, primarily I'd say the US, to see the Irish Open. So is there a bit of, I suppose, look of intrigue there that you might be performing to an audience that's never heard some of your tracks before?
Yeah, I mean, look, that is always a problem for bands. Coming from a background of performing on streets and busking on streets, though, we're very comfortable with that, because that's the entire nature of how we build our fan base, by basically making fans out of strangers.
Yeah, and are you big golf fans in Keywest?
I mean, myself and Glover, we've been friends since we were kids, and so we would always we're not great golfers, but we do kind of follow it, and we've always kind of pitched around and par threes. That's about the extent of it. The occasional full course, but we wouldn't call ourselves golfers. But we've huge golf families, brothers and cousins, and they're really serious about it. So they were all very excited to hear that we were playing.
Yeah, absolutely. And for those of us that are familiar with, I suppose, look, the layout in Doonbeg, do you know exactly where your stage is going to be? Because I'm trying to imagine what a concert would look like down there. Do you know where you're going to be set up, or what it could look like?
I mean, I have just vague ideas in my head. I've no concept of how they would lay it out themselves, though. But I mean, with any other events we've been to, you can kind of have an idea, but you never know with these things, because space is a premium. So are they going for a big stage? Is it small? Is it high? Is it low? All these things go through your head, But they change from year to year everywhere. Nobody ever really repeats, so it could be anything.
And hopefully the weather does us a favour there, because that performance and going to be on the coast and on the beach in Doonbeg would just be such a sight as well.
Oh, if we could get the sun, honestly, there's a few performances in my mind over the years where we just had perfect weather, everything kind of went to plan, and they stay with you for the rest of your life. They get logged in as a great moment. I think if we had the right weather down there and everything went to plan, that'd be one of those memories.
And it must be a privilege that, look, this is going to be broadcast to the world, and in some sense you're almost ambassadors for Irish tourism there and what Ireland has to offer. I mean, we talked through some of your achievements long back in the days of the Media Awards. Your best new act back in 2012, best debut album the same year, best street act 2 years later, best street act again the following year, most promising artist by Hot Press in 2015, best song by the Irish Post Music Awards 2018, best album the same year, best act the same year. So you've got the CV to back up what you can do. Are you excited now to just show that to the world? Yeah,
I mean, we're a long time in it now. We're very relaxed in what we do, and I think our particular blend of folk and pop will be just very, very suited to a lot of the international people that are going to be here. It was cultivated on the street. The way we sound was cultivated on the street to captivate people in a moment, even with just an acoustic guitar. That's all you have. So I'm very excited to kind of apply that to that circumstance with people coming from everywhere.
Yeah. And do you have any idea who's joining you on the lineup?
No, not at the moment. I think that there's different bands on different nights. I know that much, but they're quite hush about the overall information. I think they will be releasing their own information in their own time frame.
I get it. And you've an Irish UK European tour coming up after this. Where are you going on that? Where can fans go to see you?
We'll be everywhere. This next tour is we're in Dublin. We're playing in Vicar Street. We're playing in Cork and Galway as well in September, and then all the rest of the shows are January, February, and March next year, and that will just bring us all across Europe. We've 6 shows in Germany. We'll be in France, Belgium, Prague. We'll be up in Denmark, and it's just kind of a big circle of Europe that we'll do, and then. We're also playing across England, start up in Scotland and kind of weave our way down until we eventually get to Wales, which we'll then ferry home. That's kind of the run, but it's a long one. There's about 50 shows, so it's fairly grueling.
Brilliant. And Andrew, I know you have a gig to go to very shortly, so we appreciate your time and I will be letting you go imminently. But look, you're famous for your street performances. Will you be doing that around Clare now when you come down?
I mean, we always try to just even do a stripped back version, the playing with the slightly bigger version involves a bit too much time, but when you're just kind of landing in a city for the first time, it's better just to kind of go as small as possible. So I think, we might see a few acoustic little setups somewhere, and, if they don't catch it live in person, we'll definitely be posting it.
Brilliant. Andrew Kavanagh, lead singer of Keywest. Andrew, pleasure to have you on the line. Thanks for joining us today, and we will let you off now, and best of luck in your gig.
Thank you. All mine. Thanks very much.
Which is coming up at 12. So Andrew was incredibly generous with his time there, and that's the lead singer of Keywest, who'll be lighting up the main stage at the Amgen Irish Open this September in Doonbeg.